Kratos, the ghost of Sparta, the god of war. Kratos is known for killing countless gods across both the Greek and Norse pantheons. Kratos is one of the most fierce warriors across all of fiction, but can he defeat Goku? On today's episode of Can They Beat Goku, I'll be answering that exact question by power scaling both characters to give the definitive answer to the question: who wins? As usual, we'll be starting off with the guest Kratos. Attack potency. In a war that predates time itself, the Primordials gave birth to the infinite universe of God of War. These beings were so powerful that a mere punch tanked by the god Uranus was able to create the entire universe. Uranus later has a son, Kronos, who gave birth to all of time in the infinite universe. Zeus later defeats Kronos, only to get bullied and embarrassed by Kratos. This feat alone puts Kratos at high universal level, as he killed the guy who beat up the guy who killed the guy who created the entire universe. And if this isn't enough, Kratos was able to overpower Atlas, who is capable of holding the infinite cosmos on his back. So I'd say he's pretty consistent with that high universal scaling. Durability. For the durability of Kratos, we're going to use the AP equals durability rule and say he has high universal durability as well. Speed. Kratos is able to dodge the light of Helios, which was able to light up the underworld, which is stated to be infinite in this scan. This would be an infinite speed feat. This gets Kratos to high universal with infinite speed. Oh? You thought I was done? That's just in the first trilogy. In God of War 2018, Kratos takes a little trip to Midgard, one of the 9 realms of Norse mythology. Not so soon after his arrival, he was attacked by the god of light, Baldur, and Kratos was able to fight well against him and eventually kill him with his bare hands. This is significant because Baldur was able to take out the world serpent Jormungandr in 3 punches. This is also a significant feat because during Thor's fight with Jormungandr, their battle was not only felt through all 9 realms, but they were able to splinter the world tree, also known as Yggdrasil. To find out the significance of this, we must scale this tree and the 9 realms. The Yggdrasil tree is described to be the entirety of the Norse world in God of War. This means that in splintering the world tree, Jormungandr and Thor were effectively splintering the entire God of War cosmology. To begin the scale, the 9 realms are described to be contained along the branches of the world tree. These same realms are all universes of their own, confirmed to be separate space-time continuums in this scan, where it is stated that all of these realms exist on different planes of existence. This is brought further by Mimir when he says, "Time doesn't move the same between all realms." Now, back to the physical Yggdrasil. In this scan, it is stated that the branches of the tree stretch out to infinity. And since the realms are all contained along these branches, that confirms 9 infinite realms existing within this tree. And that's not even the end of it. Yurd, the Well of Destiny. The Well of Destiny is said to exist in 2 locations simultaneously. It's said to exist deep in the bowels of the Midgard realm, but more importantly, at the bottom center of the physical Yggdrasil. It is said to contain an infinite amount of timelines and realities. To further this, in the God of War card game, players even go into these timelines to play out an alternate version of the story. And to even further this, Cory Barlog, the director of God of War, confirmed that the Well of Destiny actually contains these infinite timelines, rather than merely being a gateway to them. And since these infinite timelines are alternate versions of the God of War Norse world, they would all contain their own versions of it, including their own Yggdrasils and their own 9 realms, and it just continues for infinity. And all of that was only the physical form of the Yggdrasil. The spiritual form of the Yggdrasil is transcending of space and time with every strand of it. So to recap, the Yggdrasil is a tree stretching into infinity, which contains 9 realms which function as their own universe with their own space-time continuums, each being infinite in size, and a multiverse containing infinite timelines, each containing their own version of the previously described tree and realms, and an infinite amount of infinitely sized strands, each being transcendental of space and time. This is a high hyperversal tree, everyone. To further recap, Jormungandr and Thor had a fight so powerful that their battle was not only felt across the 9 infinitely sized realms, which is a hyperversal feat by itself, they damaged a tree that contained a high hyperverse cosmology. Baldur was able to Mike Tyson the crap out of Jormungandr with 3 punches, making him easily hyperversal as well, and Kratos was able to snap Baldur's neck like a pencil. he just fails to struggle. Kratos just casually performs a high hyperversal immeasurable speed feat. Now, we must see if Goku can compete. Now, all of my wonderful returning viewers already know how I scale Goku, so if you don't want to hear me repeat myself, here's a timestamp of when I got onto the results. For everyone else, let's scale. Physical strength and destructive capability. In the Battle of Gods arc of Dragon Ball Super, Goku clashes fists with Beerus, and Elder Kai makes a statement that brings Goku to a height of power he could never reach before. Elder Kai states, if these two clash against each other like this a few more times, people, planets, gods like us, even Beerus and Goku will be completely destroyed. There will be nothing left in the universe. It will turn into a vacuum made of nothingness. This means Goku was able to threaten the entire Universe 7 macrocosm, and this is a ridiculously large feat. Let's calculate exactly what this feat entails by scaling the macrocosm. Pause to read scans. In the Dragon Ball Daizenshuu, the living world of Universe 7 is stated to be infinite in size. The Demon Realm is said to be the other side of the same coin as the living universe, as it is a parallel version of it where magic has more sway than science. Being parallel to infinity makes it equal to infinity. That wraps up the bottom half of the cosmology. Let's move on to the top half, the afterlife. First, we have Heaven, which is a single planet within the afterlife, which is stated to be the same size as the living universe, making it infinite. Then there's Hell, which is said to be bigger than Heaven. That's another infinity. Then there's the Kaio realm, which contains Heaven, and containing infinite equals infinite. Then there's Enma's realm, which is the waiting point between Heaven and Hell, and it is also equal in size to both, making it infinite. By the way, the entire top half of the macrocosm is dimensionally transcendental of the bottom half. And lastly, there's the Kaioshin realm, which orbits around the entire macrocosm, and is stated to be 1/10 the size of it. If you're using common sense and logic, infinity divided by 10 is still infinity. If you haven't already, please redirect your attention to the top left of the screen. I have just counted 7 levels of infinity within the Dragon Ball macrocosm. This would get the cosmology and Goku to high complex multiversal. And if you have your doubts, I got nearly all of this information from the canonical Daizenshuu Guidebook. If your intention is to argue against this scale, I don't want to see you comment until you've read the entire book. And this power isn't exclusive to the Super Saiyan God form. In the following scan, Goku is shown absorbing the power of the transformation into Super Saiyan 1, and later his base form. Now for durability. Normally the AP equals durability rule is enough, but there's a feat that really sets his high 1C durability in stone. In the same Goku vs Beerus fight, Goku tanks hits from Beerus, and we must not forget the previous fist clashing feat directly applies to Beerus as well, as it was his clash with Goku that caused the macrocosm to be endangered. Speed. During Goku's fight with Hit, he is shown skipping time, not stopping it, but skipping it. This means he was quite literally going so fast that he was breaking into the future. This is an irrelevant speed feat by itself. And lastly, in the Tournament of Power, Jiren is stated by Vados to be transcendental of time itself, and Goku was able to match that speed and even go beyond it. This is an irrelevant speed feat. This all brings Goku scaling to high complex multiversal levels of power with irrelevant speed as well. When put next to the scaling of Kratos, it doesn't look so good for Goku. The only lasting argument in Goku's favor would be his hacks, his Hakai attack specifically. This is a good thought, as Kratos and Goku are matched up in the speed category.
Wait, so, hypothetically speaking, Goku could use his existence erasure hacks to kill Kratos, even though he outscales, right?
No! In this clip, Kratos dies at the hands of Zeus and gets pulled down to the underworld by the hands of what is essentially death itself. Instead of dying, he just says no. He was literally too angry to die. He came back and killed Zeus. Kratos simply cannot die. So, wow. Goku is taking his second loss of the series today. Goku is a massively overpowered character, literally capping at the absolute peak of speed. But they call Kratos the God Killer for a reason, and the Super Saiyan God is no exception. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, what's your take on this debate? And also, what characters would you like to see Goku fight? There are 6 more episodes of this after all. Next time on Can They Beat Goku? Norse mythology makes its second appearance within the series. Goku faces off against the god of thunder himself, Thor. And by the way, this video might be coming out a little sooner than you think. Merry Christmas, everyone.